Hey everybody in YouTube land. I am actually at the Major Display Workshop, Franklin, North Carolina. You've probably seen my various videos in the past about working on scoreboards and driver boards and engineering little things in here. Well, this is the company I do it for. This company was in Michigan and they moved to North Carolina, where they're probably going to settle permanently. But I'm from Ohio, of course, so I'm down here visiting. Ooh, look at that spider web. Random spiders. So I'm here visiting. It's a nice area. I could definitely live here if I wanted to. It's peaceful. It's definitely not like the city. My God. The city, you've got loud stereos and morons drunk walking down the street, and that gets annoying after a while. Anyway, not what this video is about. So this is Glenn's office. He's the head of construction and architectural and stuff like that, and kitchen. Pretty common stuff there. Oh, our planner schedule. Fun. This is the desk of his wife and another employee. They're in charge of the marketing and the web design, the development, and all that fun stuff. And then in here, we got a Jeep, or a heap. That's a better term for it. There's the electronics lab. That's where my office is currently, temporarily. And that's where all the soldering equipment and stuff is. And trust me, these stairs suck, going up and down the stairs all the time, because office is up there, bathroom's down here. So, whatever. This is the workshop. This is primarily where Glenn works. We have ourselves a metal brake and all that fun stuff. And this is my favorite thing of all, the CNC table. I've actually had to work on this machine, and I got to work on it again. Let's see. He built a boom mount for the monitor, keyboard, and mouse. And trust me, this is handy to have because you can swivel it and move it around just about anywhere. So that works great. And this trackball is nice, especially if you put it in manual mode. You can sit here and thumb the axis around. But we ran into a little problem. Actually, he ran into a little problem. He was resurfacing this table to level everything out, because this is just a piece of sacrificial PVC material. The original owners obviously cut a little bit too deep into the material, and anyway, so needless to say, basically what he ended up doing was he made a little G-code program to resurface the table. So I'd say about a third of the way, maybe half of the way in, the Z-axis motor began to smoke. So basically, the motor still works, but it does not sound good. It's shot. It's got to be replaced, which means we've got to disassemble this whole head assembly and replace that motor. But basically what he did is he overextended the Z-axis, and the computer didn't realize it, so when he homed it in the Precix software, and overextended it, so the motor kept wanting to push the head down, but it was at its limit. So, and you would think you couldn't do that because there's the limit switch, but I don't see anything here. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, so we got this little worm gear drive. I don't know a whole lot about CNC machines. I'm just the electronics guy. So, overextended the Z-axis, overheated the motor, it started smoking, so it's pretty screwed. So we have to replace that. And it should be in sometime this week. Vacuum system for the CNC head. Pulls all the crap off the table, for the most part. And here's what, the second part I had to fix was this guy right here, because there's the computer. Basically, this contains an AT motherboard, a Pentium 133, I think it is, and a specialized servo controller card, which is ISA. So you're limited to the type of motherboards you can put in here. So basically, this originally had a floppy drive. So I took the original floppy drive out and reinstalled a floppy disk drive emulator. But we never really use it anymore. because also I replaced, and this is the reason why it was brought to me, because I replaced the original failing hard disk drive with a compact flash card hooked up to the IDE chain. The problem was the original hard drive was a 2.1 gigabyte Fujitsu, and it was failing, and then actually some of the system files got corrupt and caused the machine not to register the network properly or anything like that. But it did have a network card in it at one time, but it was removed, and that was probably why. So I put a network card in it, and I had to reinstall QNX 4.25, well, reinstall sections of it, because the way this is designed is it actually auto starts into QNX. And I might be able to show that here. Okay, monitor's on standby. Kick our power on. And this motherboard is flaky. We're going to have to do something about that soon. But there's a wonderful world of QNX. No, I was wrong. It was a 166. So I had to reinstall QNX 4.25, and from that point I had to put a network card in it, replace the drive, and all that fun stuff. Also, I had to replace the front fan and the CPU fan because they were both bad. So if you noticed, it starts into the QNX environment, but here in a second, yeah, there it is. It launches the QNX software. So if you close this software, it will shut down the machine, okay? If you install a fresh copy of QNX, what would end up happening is you would end up with a problem that it won't launch. It'll just go to the desktop and that's it. So you'd have to launch Precix manually, and you really don't want to have to do that, because I don't know much about QNX to be able to put a shell script in here to start the software automatically, but who cares? The point of it was I got the system working. And man, actually, this is kind of funny too, because once I got the network drivers loaded for this particular card, I would start up, because I think there's a let's see, where is it at? Let's see if there's a file in here. No. There's a file in here somewhere. Photon is the environment, the graphics environment of QNX. Let's see, there should be... I don't remember where it is. It's been a while since I've worked on this machine. It's probably in one of these configuration files, but there is a system configuration file that has the, maybe it's an Etsy, I don't remember. There is a system configuration file somewhere in here, not the hosts. Where is it? It's a boot file that launches prior to loading Photon, and actually it loads the FTP daemon and stuff like that, because I have FTP installed, so this thing is connected to the network, so I can go from up there, or he can go in his architectural room and just send over the G-code file from en route, and then boom, you're done. You're on your way. Now, the problem was, I would start the system, and after 30 seconds, it was killing the network connection. And I was pounding my head on the wall for days. Come to find out, this software has built-in networking capabilities. The problem is, it doesn't function anymore, at least not with that particular card. Well, I was looking in the exe file itself, and I've seen a few slay commands in there. Slay net. Well, net is the daemon that loads the network card driver and the stack, the network stack. So, fine, that's fine and dandy, but the problem is, it's killing my network stack. So, the way I got around it was, the built-in command slay no longer works. What I did was I renamed slay to slaughter, and that works. So now, the Precix program cannot kill my network stack anymore. So the FTP runs in the background while the Precix software is running. So it makes it nice and easy. But there's the Z-axis, up, down, 0. You got to set the 0 point based on where the encoder is, and etc., etc., etc. So yeah, fun. So here what we're going to do today is we're going to shut down the system. Here's what happens when you exit the Precix software. Let's see. I'll show you. Actually, I want to cancel that. I'll show you what happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch the shell. And then we're going to do slaughter Precix. Ah, shit. I didn't spell that right. No spell check in Unix. And what's going to happen, it's going to kill the whole operating system. See? But anyway, shut the system down. There is no power management because it is an AT motherboard, you know. Oh, everything worked great for the machine, as far as the machine's concerned, except for that. But he messed up the G-code file because when he went to run the machine, the router kind of stopped. So he had to manually, with the trackball, run the router around and down the board and knock off all the edges and fun stuff. So now we can actually start doing some cutting. Here's some sample cuts out of some aluminum, and here's a finished piece over here. That's actually a whole face of scoreboard that gets braked with this guy on the edges there. And that's about it, really. There's not much else to show you. So the CNC machine was the biggest reason why I did this video. So I think that's about it. Now that we're up the steps, it's a long way down. Handy skylights, of course. And here is a better view of the workshop. Soldering equipment, boards, and miscellaneous crap. Some of the stuff that I've designed these digits, tiles, fun stuff. Oh yeah. Designed the tiles here that we're going to use to build matrix displays. Got to get ready and assemble the control cards for the matrix using an ATX Mega and some SRAM. So that's about it. Here's my new high current register boards. Plugs on the digit on the newer ones. So there's the driver card for that. I assembled them yesterday. And yeah, so DigiKey parts everywhere and a whole lot of LEDs. And no, I don't have a solder bath, so I'm not looking forward to that. So as always, thank you for watching, and if you have a comment, please feel free to leave one.